They can be in this at any moment. They just gotta up their mental game, let their talent speak.
Amazing placement. What a shot.
That was a gutsy overhead.
Aspect of mental toughness here that's just different.
I like the body language of all four players.
Oh, look at that shot! Great hands from Kiro. Hello and welcome to the 2023-24 APTA Tour presented by Volley. We are live from the Country Club in Brookline, Massachusetts, bringing you the 2024 APTA Boston Nationals presented by Aon. Boston Nationals is the 16th and last stop on the 2023-24 APTA Tour, with live streaming brought to you by the APTA membership, the APTA National sponsors Volley and Fusion, and local sponsors, our local presenting sponsor, Aon, our stadium court sponsors, Pure Hockey and Labor, and our local sponsors, Bully Boy Distillers, Columbus Overgroup, Viega Kilgore team from Compass, and the Hillary Maddox team from Compass, Crestwood Advisors, DraftKings, FBE Insurance Services Inc., Harpoon, Needham Bank, Norfolk and Dedham Insurance, Pure Insurance, UBS, WAC, and Win Stanley Enterprises. And I'm Brad Easterbrook alongside Vera Bessanova, bringing you women's quarterfinal round action between our number 3 seeds of Morgan and Sikora and the number 5 seeds of Delmonico and Gebbia. Vera, welcome to the booth.
Thank you, Brad. So happy to be here. And I think our umpire is Dan McBride for this match as well. Very interesting matchup we have here. And these teams just played each other in the Philly Open a few weeks ago, and it was a nice 3-set battle. The weather was kind of similar to today, a little bit of a warmer paddle day. The ball was moving fast. Teams kind of were taking some time to adjusting to that. And yeah, it was a tough match. It was really close. Up until the third set, no one really was in the lead the whole match. So I think we're in for a battle, for a good fight, and hopefully some good points. Yeah,
so that was just a couple of weeks ago, and like you said, it was a good 3-setter. Quick look just at our players on the court. In the gray right there is Lauren Gebbia, her partner in the, I'll go with burnt orange. I don't know, what color you think that is?
How about blood orange?
Blood orange? Fine. I'm going to go with you.
Because we know Carrie's out for blood.
She's out for blood. Good call. Carrie Delmonico. And on the far side, we will have, when we get in there, Allison Morgan there with the blue cap on, and with the visor, her partner, Charlotte Sikora. So they're going to get ready to serve in a moment here. And in terms of a road to where we got to here in the quarterfinals, you had mentioned before that Delmonico and Gebbia, they had a real tight one. They were down apparently 6-1, 5-1.
6-1, 5-1,
yeah.
And a match point or multiple match points on the way to the booth. I got a chance to talk to Lauren Gebbia quickly in the parking lot. And she was just telling Gabby Niculescu that, they almost lost in their, I guess, round of 16 match.
Yeah. The round of 32, actually, Mihaljevic and Pejic.
There we go, yeah.
Yeah, and so they were down 6-1, 5-1. They come back and win it 1-6, 7-5, 6-3. So kudos to them to make it here to the quarterfinals. That's a real battle test. Now, some people might say that's like a lot of extra play and maybe they're going to be tired. I don't think that's going to come into play here at all. If anything, it's kind of like a good wake-up call when you can take a shot like that and come back and come after it. Good for them. So that'll kind of sharpen their senses. But these teams know each other really, really well. Morgan Sikora, like you said, it was a good 3-set battle with them last time. And, in that match, so did you notice anything in the play about that match? Gebbia and Delmonico have specific roles. Delmonico kind of pushes the ball, moves it around. And Gebbia, you see our umpire there, Dan McBride. Listen to him for a second.
APTA National Tournament. On my left, from Summit, New Jersey, is Carrie Delmonico, and her partner from Nanuet, New York, Lauren Gebbia. On my right, from Lake Bluff, Illinois, is Allison Morgan, and her partner from Downingtown, PA, Charlotte Sikora. Delmonico and Gebbia won the toss, and they have elected to receive.
All All right, so we're about to get underway here. Looks like Charlotte Sikora has the ball, and she's going to start us off here in our women's quarterfinal round match. And we'll get back into the tactics and the players' strengths and weaknesses in a minute. First point underway. And that was Lauren Gebbia returning. Charlotte Sikora serving. And again, Carrie Delmonico in the blood orange.
Blood orange. I
And
feel
in
like
the
it's
blue.
a very fitting name.
Allison Morgan. So these guys know each other very, very well.
Yeah, and they have played together on the tour before, multiple times this year. And I believe this season they have met 3 times up until Philly Open. And I think Delmonico, Gebbia were leading. No, sorry, they lost 1. They lost 2 matches and they won 1 against Charlotte Sikora and Allison Morgan. So they're a tough team. Obviously, we know they have won multiple titles this season. I believe 5 perhaps for the 3rd seeds.
Yeah,
Brad, correct me if I'm wrong.
Out there playing, and that's a great point in terms of teams that have gotten reps on the court in tournament play. That's what Morgan and Sikora do because they don't live near each other. So there's a good cutter there, and well tracked down there.
That is a first point. Wow, ballsy move. I like that.
Yeah, it was great. She let it drop, cut underneath it once the ball gets low. But Delmonico, she read it, so good get. And this is how they practice actually too. Morgan and Sikora. On this long journey, they've had a great season, a couple of great wins. They've beaten both, I believe, Hanish and Zabori and
they have
Elliott and Burrish this year.
Yep.
Nobody else has done that.
Point,
And
Delmonico, Gebbia,
like you said, they have
all.
a bunch of great wins. So 15 all here.
Yes, and in referral to the last meeting they had against each other in Philly, as I said earlier, it was a 3-set match, a lot of close points, and some things I remember from the Gebbia Delmonico team. Lauren Gebbia was playing on the deuce side, even though she started on the ad side in the first set, so I see they kind of are starting that way right away today.
Point,
She was looking for her
Delmonico,
backhand in the
Gebbia.
middle. Carrie Delmonico was setting her up with her really well lined up lobs down the line over Allison Morgan in that corner, and Lauren was finding her backhand and blitzing behind it as well, kind of keeping points very aggressive and physical. And I have to say that Sikora and Morgan kind of also play those aggressive points with their blitzes. They're known for getting that aggressive positioning at the when they're returning, kind of having one player a little bit further in, looking to put some pressure on their opponents. So it was kind of a similar strategy from both teams where Morgan and Delmonico on opposite sides were setting their partner up. And Gebbia and Sikora were pulling triggers on that offense. Both of them had a big backhand. They like to blitz. They like to engage in those quick volleys at the net. So I feel like we'll see something similar to that today, but of course, only time will show. Great volley from
Point,
Allison Morgan.
Sikora Morgan.
Yeah, that was the
40,
down-the-line
30.
lob, and she did move across court. Gebbia moved to the middle to take that backhand, but didn't place the ball. She needed to get it towards Sikora, who was off the net. Once it got cut off, placed behind. Very nice play.
Point, Delmonico, Gebbia. Deuce.
And we see Charlotte Sikora having a fault on her serve here. She has been going for bigger serves this season, something that herself and other players have mentioned to me. So she might fault a little bit in the warmer weather, but we also will see that she will take a lot of good points on her serve and not put herself in a position where she's getting faced with a big drive right off the bat as she comes in for that first
Sikora
volley.
Morgan. Their advantage.
All right, so first game point here to Charlotte Sikora and Morgan. There's that big serve. And right now, so far in the beginning, they're mostly attacking the backhand corner, trying to move Delmonico out of position. And Delmonico's crafty. That's good cover there. And she can move the ball around with her lobs, knows how to position herself. But if they get her to chase, that's what they're trying to do, is make her run.
Absolutely. I think that's a very well put point. Delmonico is crafty in here. We see her looking for that downline lob as well. But I do think Lauren Gebbia is the one that moves and creates those physical plays in their partnership. So like you said, Brad, if they can get her to move really up and forward and give up that corner spot where she kind of likes to wait for that ball a little bit, that could create an advantage for Morgan Sikora right there.
No, got it though. Called out.
Ball was in.
It was
Ball
in,
was
yeah. Yeah, that was an overrule there. It did look, to me, it looked like it was going wide, but then I
First
saw it go
game,
on the
Sikora
line and an
Morgan.
overrule there. So the first game.
Yeah, and
for-
a little bit tough to call for your partner, right? Who's on the ad side, that wide ball, you might not have the best angle. So Lauren Gebbia probably didn't quite see that one right on time.
Yeah, but well played there by Dan McBride. That's his job up in the umpire chair. He'll not make the line calls, but any disputed calls, he's going to make the overrule. In that case, he does. First game to Morgan and Sikora. And, you know, a good three-set battle. You could see that coming here. Gebbia does the firepower work, like you said, and the movement work for Delmonico and Gebbia. And she's got a huge ground strokes off both sides. Delmonico can hit a drive, but it's more like a spot drive that's placed in a little spot.
Absolutely.
She might even throw a quick blitz at you here and there, or a dink drive. She's not going to beat you with the power, but she's going to try and move you up and back in the placement and set Gebbia up. Morgan and Sikora have some similar things. Sikora's backhand is a tremendous offense. She's delivering the firepower, and Morgan's going to deliver the movement and blitzing moves, which we're going to see all the
There
time.
it
When we
is,
saw
yep.
right in the first one. And so, like you said, they played a good three-setter in Philly, and you had the pleasure of calling that one. You know, tactically, these players know each other real well. They know the safe spots on the court. You could see a plan, you know, right away from Morgan and Sikora. They're going to work the backhand corner, try to get Delmonico out of position, and then whenever the extra move comes from Gebbia, they're going to slide it behind her. You know, because she was standing in the center of the court. So
Yep.
good point there. That was a tough
15.
switch. They cut it across the court, and that left an opening for the drive, but a great stretch there for Morgan.
All right, first point, left 15 on serve here. Big drive from Allison Morgan. And I think this point also proves we're going to see a lot of transition in this
Point,
match.
Sikora
Like we said,
Morgan. Love
Brad, both
30.
of you and I were mentioning the teams clearly have a lot of offense, a lot of blitzing opportunities, and a lot of movement up and back here to be expected in this match.
It's a great
Point,
move. She
Delmonico,
just pushed it
Gebbia.
a little wide, tried to make it too good.
15-30.
I think there might be a slight advantage on the return end of things for Sikora and Morgan, but, you know, and that may come into play here.
15-40.
But it should be a really good battle. All right, couple of break points early. Good leave there from
Point,
Delmonico.
Gebbia. 30-40.
Oh, good move. And you see a blitz on basically every single point
Sikora Morgan.
there.
They
And that's
lead
going to be
2
something
games to
Gebbia and
love.
Delmonico are going to have to deal with. They clearly got the better of it there. So 2-love now for Morgan and Sikora.
Yes, and I love that they stick with that strategy. They know that percentage-wise, even if they
Sikora
miss a
Morgan,
few, like that
15
one
love.
ball that Allison Morgan missed a little bit wide.
That was
She
a good play,
they will,
though.
They
She-
will
she
make
had to
most
play.
of them.
Yeah.
You know, they missed one, but they made 3 more in that game, and that's a play they've been working on this season.
Point,
I remember
Sikora
chatting with
Morgan.
Charlotte Sikora earlier this season. and
30 love.
after, I believe, Macy Elliott and I just played against them in Baltimore Open. And she was telling me that Allison and herself have been really locking it down, and these, like, let's call them signature plays that they know they can rely on at any moment. And I think their mutual
Point, Sikora
blitz off
Morgan.
each other's return is definitely one of those
40
plays.
love.
All right, we got a 40-love lead on Allison Morgan's serve.
It's long there, and it's 3-love now for Morgan.
Point, Sikora Morgan.
And
They
why
lead
don't you tell us about one of
3
our
games
sponsors?
to love.
Aon is so proud to be a title sponsor of the APTA Nationals. Aon exists to shape decisions for the better. We provide our clients with advice and risk and human capital solutions that give them the clarity and confidence to make better decisions to protect and grow their business. Aon is in the business of better decisions.
Yeah, so right from the get-go, Morgan Sikora have a plan. They're executing it. They've been able to drive the returns, put tons of pressure on them, and there's just been, you know, quite
Point,
frankly, a few
Sikora
too many
Morgan,
errors
love
right now out of
15.
Gebbia and Delmonico. They're going to have to settle down into this match, clean that up. But I do think there is an advantage, slight advantage return-wise for Sikora and Morgan. And right now, game plan-wise, they seem really settled with what they're trying to do. They know how they're going to attack. And they're just generally, that's a good move there. So they're going to wait. They'll slide it behind again. Oh, she lost that in the sun.
Yep,
That's
sunny spot
Point,
there.
Sikora
routine
Morgan.
ball. And you can see the
Love
sun coming
30.
right out. Anytime you want to know where the sun is, pay attention to the shadows and how they're going across the court. So that forehand corner there that Gebbia is in right now, very strong sun.
And not for nothing, last match between these two teams, Delmonico and Gebbia have also lost the first set.
Point,
And
Sikora Morgan.
there were, I'm going to
Love
say it was kind of
40.
similar, where even though Charlotte Sikora and Allison Morgan were playing really well, Gebbia and Delmonico were just making a few too many errors. And once that first set passed, they kind of settled in, adjusted a few things, kind of got used to that pace that
Point,
perhaps you don't see in the first few
Gebbia.
rounds, although it sounds like they had
15-40.
a really good battle in the round of 32 today. But I wonder if perhaps this is going to be a similar situation here, where they need just a few games to get back into the plan that they need to execute against this team.
Yeah, but you make a great point. I mean, right now, it can just start with cleaning up the mistakes. You know, missed return, a little fault here and there, lob out, you know, and that's a good ball right there. Nice pace.
Point,
Good
Sikora
choice.
Morgan. They lead 4 games to love.
Yeah, always for me, this match has barely even really started yet. It doesn't even start until Delmonico and Gebbia get their first game, and this, in a weird way, can almost be a danger zone for Morgan and Sikora. They're winning a ton of points, A, because of their great play, number one, but they're also getting gifts from the other team. Once the other
Point,
team
Delmonico,
takes those
Gebbia,
gifts away and you have to start
150.
winning all the points yourself, it becomes a different animal. So you have to keep yourself uptight. You can't get loose. You have to stay with your game plan the whole time. I've been around too many matches where, you know, anytime we went up 6-love, 3-love, I'm like, all right, let's focus, stay focused
Oh, yeah,
here.
that's the
this
most
is not
important, yeah.
right. The moment you give a crack back to the other team, you know, you can let the door right open. The floodgates can open up. You start making errors. They start playing better. The momentum shifts, and it can immediately change the other way.
Absolutely, and Delmonico and Gebbia have been around the block for too many years and too many seasons to kind of give in to the play. I know they will make the adjustments,
Point, Sikora
just a matter of
Morgan.
time.
15
And
all.
for their sake, hopefully that time is earlier than not, before
For their
Sikora and
sake,
Morgan
yes.
kind of run away with it. But yeah, there we go. Big
great
forehand. Yep, creating that transition. Delmonico is going to look to kind of move them around with her overheads.
She's got to be careful there. She hit that one right into the forehand. Sikora didn't get it to the screen, and she ended up having to make a tough transition volley there crossing the court.
This is the second time so far we're seeing Charlotte Sikora look for her forehand drive. And I have to say that's a fantastic volley by Lauren Gebbia. Great hands. But yeah, Charlotte Sikora is kind of known for her backhand drive. Forehand usually is a little bit more of a probing spot, but she seems to be looking for that shot, so I wonder if that's one of the things perhaps they're looking to do at Nationals, since they know the
Smart.
teams might be thinking that's a safe spot. Got ourselves the first long point here, I think, right?
Yeah, and they're being smart about it too. She's starting to change the paces a little. You can see Delmonico hitting some push, some time, right. Time is going to serve them. They get them in the ability to get back into position. Smarter play. You can see her start to wise up a little. Things are going too fast. We're making errors too soon. The other guys are on top of us. Slow down some of those overheads. Get yourself in position.
Yeah.
Allison Morgan definitely is pulling the trigger more on offense. In the past, probably 80 to 90% of her offense really came from blitzing and attacking moves, and she's starting to hit her drives more. You know, those guys, they've had a great season, and I was talking about this with Jerry Viant in the past too. For them, it is really not just a destination, like we're going to win at Nationals this year. It's a journey where they're still working it through. They love playing together. You watch these guys, they have the best attitude. They're out in the parking lot. They're warming
Great
up together.
attitude, yes.
And they're positive. They take away whatever they can from each of the matches. And they're working for a long-term goal. It's not, you know, for teams like Hanash and Zabori, and they're, you know,
Point, Sikora
focused on,
Morgan.
and, you know, Bursch and
30
Elliott on,
all.
you know, this year's national. We're getting this one. They'll win it if they can, and they're going to try. But it's more like a journey in the process. Let's keep improving. Let's keep getting better. And you can see pieces of their game continue to develop. That's a great return there
Point,
from Gebbia.
Delmonico, Gebbia. 30-40.
All right, we got ourselves an opportunity for Delmonico Gebbia to take this game here. Let's see if they can capitalize on it.
Here's where they're going. That's their spot. They're going to go, that's what their goal is going to be, to attack. She goes for the chip drive there early and just catches it late.
Point
high.
Sikora Morgan.
And then
Deuce.
they're going to attack Delmonico and then slide a quick ball over to Gebbia if she gets too far to the side. That time, actually, Gebbia had a look. She just wasn't ready to hit her forehand, so she ended up with a chip drive. She hits it out. Nice spot there. Gebbia's
Point Delmonico,
honing in on the
Gebbia.
return now.
Their advantage.
All right, another chance at a game for Delmonico Gebbia here. There's that downline lob. Great ball by Allison Morgan.
Here you see the pointed lobbing down the line. She can do as much of that as can. There's the slide behind it. They're definitely struggling in that sun. That is 3 balls they've missed
Point
there.
Sikora Morgan.
I haven't seen Sikora and Morgan have a problem with it yet. They're going to switch in a minute. We'll see if they even get it over there. The issue is actually getting it over there is not so easy because Morgan and Sikora is actually looking to cut that thing right off.
Perhaps that's why
Point
she's been doing it now. Maybe this is
Their
some kind of sun
advantage.
strategy that we're noticing, that she's been cutting more balls off in that corner. And
Yeah, I think it's also just Gebbia's look is to move to the middle, right? To cover in there and to get up into that spot. And Morgan's
Point
more like,
Sikora Morgan.
I mean, Sikora's more comfortable waiting for the ball to be coming and letting, Morgan play her side there.
yeah, Delmonico Gebbia definitely will have to make some adjustments on that side, because we've seen that kind of miss due to the sun or due to that shadow a few times now. And we got ourselves another deuce. Great lob.
It's a nice spot lob there from Gebbia. Oh. I'd
Point
like her to be
Sikora
set up for that
Morgan.
forehand drive of her.
Their
I'm not
advantage.
of the shots Gebbia has, a chip forehand, it's not her number one weapon is that good roller that
She has
she's going to
great
come over the
top spin
top of it.
drives,
Yeah.
absolutely. She
Sure,
doesn't need to do that chip, especially that far back in the court.
But they are starting to kind of settle in a little bit here. Points are lasting longer. More success. Definitely starting to get their teeth into this match. That ball was really deep for that long roller. She's actually
Point
laughing.
Delmonico, Gebbia.
I
She's
just
like-
love their attitude.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
the best. She's
Morgan
like,
Sikora is one of my favorite teams to watch, just to see like that positive, I got you partner. There's never an eye roll. There's never kind of like a yelling at yourself or
Point Sikora
getting
Morgan.
frustrated at something
Their
moment.
advantage.
They're just so happy to be on the court, and that's
Yeah.
very refreshing to see, and definitely respect them a lot for that. Big point here. Looks like that lob was
Oh,
just
too bad.
long.
Point Sikora Morgan. They win the game. They lead 5 games to love.
All right.
Volley would like to thank the APTA tournament host clubs, players, and pros for an amazing 2023-24 season. With over 1.3 million balls thrown this year, Volley creates a community to connect pros and players while giving users personalized performance insights to track progress and improve their game. Download the Volley app now by searching Volley Racket in your app store. For more information, visit getvolley.com. Get started. We'll see you all next season.
Yeah, and it's cool, the testament just to the AI capabilities. The entire system is fully integrated with the people who, zone into it. They know how many balls each machine has thrown. The machines have the ability to track and manage your play, so it's cool stuff. And it's interesting to see technology take a part now in sort of how teaching is going forward and improving.
Yeah, there's truly been nothing like it on the market, I think, up until
Point
Volley has
Delmonico,
come in and
Gebbia. 15 love.
taken the paddle world of practicing and coaching by the storm. So
Yeah, and it actually has tennis capabilities as well.
right.
Point Sikora Morgan. 15
All right, so a
all.
little discussion there from Gebbia, followed by a good laugh. All right, let's, they're going to have to deal with some of this. The returns have been tough.
Point, Delmonico,
Just the overall
Gebbia.
management. But as you
30,
said, they lost the
15.
first set, handily in Philadelphia, came right back in the next couple and put it to a tight 3-setter. So, and they've been on the process of cleaning this up a little. And there you see a smart little stay back that time. And try to rush in.
And you can see Charlotte Sikora is really using that roller, kind of along with a bigger serve. That's been another shot that she's kind of been perfecting this season. I mean, you just see women's game getting aggressive and getting more
Point,
creative with
Sikora
spins
Morgan.
and more
30 all.
pace and power. I mean, all the teams moving forward into semifinals, whoever we see in semifinals later in this tournament, we'll see some big points, some big forehands, big backhands, a lot of rollers, a lot of drives, blitzes, a lot of aggressive
Delmonico,
plays.
Gebbia. 40-30.
All right, let's see if they can stop the bleeding here.
Yeah, it was a tremendous volley there from Delmonico, pushing it right into the corner for a winner. Off a solid drive. All right, they're moving their lobs around nicely in this point, getting them outside of the service box, setting up some good spot drives. This is good. Oh, gets her.
Great spot by Morgan.
Point, Sikora Morgan. Deuce.
Oh, just wide, I think.
Yeah, she did push it wide from
That
our
was out.
vantage point.
That was
It's
out.
called out and confirmed by the umpire.
Point, Sikora Morgan.
Yeah,
Their
McBride.
advantage.
A couple overrules early on. A lot of action up there in the chair.
No foot faults yet.
No foot
That's
faults. Yeah, nobody's ever happy. And nobody ever believes they foot fault when they
No.
get called on it. It's a tough one.
No, they look down at their feet. They look up at the umpire, say a few curse words under their breath, and move on.
Point, Delmonico, Gebbia. Deuce.
All right, Delmonico, Gebbia are still hanging in the set. This is kind of the second game that we're seeing that's lasting a little bit longer, points a little longer. So whether Delmonico, Gebbia can sneak out a few games in this set or not, they're definitely getting a little bit more into the match, cleaning up some of the errors, figuring out a few things.
Point, Delmonico, Gebbia. Their advantage.
All right, so another game point here for Delmonico and Gebbia, just to get kind of like get started, really. All great hands there from Delmonico.
That's one thing that, I mean, besides many other things, great hands by Delmonico. Her volleys are always kind of like the best part of her game.
That's
There's
good
a
play, and
great
there's
call
the
there, too.
first game, so
Delmonico,
5-1, and
Gebbia.
there you see a celebration there.
I
from
think it's worthy a
Delmonico.
little celebration.
5 games
Yes.
to 1.
Yeah, it was more comical, but yes, we got a game. So they're started off there, but that was a better game too, because you're seeing like in the first 3 games, it was like 3-love and a heartbeat, and it was basically Sikora and Morgan like hitting a return, blitzing, ending the point, like 1 or 2 there. Everything that was going on, it was still a hard-fought game, and it was add deuce, but you saw the amount of time in between. The points were lasting longer. They were slowing the ball up more. They weren't just getting a return and a blitz, and the ball's putting it away. So this is a good sign. They're starting to move the match into a place where it needs to be, basically.
Oh, I think she got a little blinded by the previous lob.
Point,
That's
Sikora
that
Morgan.
side where I think there's a
15
little
love.
trouble going into that deuce side corner. Let's see if you're Morgan Sikora right now. You're looking to close the set out before Delmonico and Gebbia can sneak out a few more games since they're playing a little bit better right now.
Yeah, the key at this point, Delmonico and Gebbia aren't worried about winning the set. They're worried about just getting the play to a place where they're playing the level they need to. Get a game or two, but start to get the play and the control of the tempo the way you need it to be. That's a tremendous. It's bounced over, and it is warm enough today. I think it was in, but that ball just bounced up there. It's about 50 degrees out there, I think, in the sun, and it's unfortunate. But good, wisely left there by Delmonico, and the ball just bounces right over.
I believe they were looking to change that rule, right? To potentially say that if you're able to throw up a lob that's so good where it bounces out of the court, you get the point.
Yeah,
but I don't think they ever did.
No, there was conversation about it. It's sort of the one thing that, like, oh, she's trying to make a perfect lob there.
Point, Sikora
misses it.
Morgan.
But,
30-15.
yeah, I think I see it both ways. Like that, technically, it's a great lob. It's right there, right in front of the line, and when it bounces over, it's different than smashing it over the fence. What it gets, man, because you could do that on almost every point. You just smash the ball out. So you
it
wouldn't
requires
have any
more skill,
player
I think, to make
to
that
lob it
work.
up deep like that, and then it bounces over. You don't want to have to lose the point there. But the problem, I think, is they made it a rule. Would people start just hitting the lobs like 800 feet high every time just to see what happens? Like, so it's kind of interesting. I think it prevents you from doing that. Oh, too deep for an overhead like that.
Point, Delmonico,
But you can see
Gebbia.
they're just getting
30,
better.
40.
So there's another game point here.
And one thing, even though it hasn't happened that many times so far, but see like this unforced error that we just saw, I feel like if Delmonico Gebbia can play really close tied games and keep it close, they're going to sneak a few of those unforced errors from Morgan Sikora. It's going to happen. I mean, Morgan Sikora playing great, but they're human. They're going to have to miss a few. So the longer the points, the closer the game score, the higher the chance that, they're going to be able to force a few of those like bad decisions at a few times.
Yeah, the mistakes, I mean, they're lobbing better too now. And the mistakes have been when they're pushing, Sikora back and she's trying to play a roller from deep, or even that one she missed there was a hard overhead from well behind the service line. She might want to just put some air on it and push it back. They do have a safe spot. They can, push the ball back deep and slow and give themselves time to get back in. But you're right. If they just keep it tighter, closer, everything matters more, right?
Yeah.
And they're not playing uphill. Then they're going to be able to actually capitalize in some of these mistakes now. Before, everything was moving too fast and not in their favor, and there was just nowhere to go. Now, we got another break point here, so good for them. They're starting to definitely right this.
Delmonico is lobbing great right now, keeping Charlotte Sikora behind the service line on most of her overheads.
There's the hard one. Cannot track it down. Beautifully played. Perfect time for that, too. She's got a person back in the box. It looks like she can hit a regular roller. Looks like she could hit a drop. Slams it hard. Can't catch up to it. It came very close to going to the other side, and we all know that if that ball does hit the back screen and go to the other side of the court, that would be a loss of point. But that was perfectly done there from Sikora.
Point, Delmonico Gebbia. Their advantage.
Oh!
All right, there we go. Great
Point
combination
and
of a
game to
beautiful
Delmonico
lob and a
Gebbia.
spot drive by Kara
Sikora Morgan
Delmonico.
lead 5-2.
And they're still alive in this first set.
Yeah, no, it's a great job. I mean, they were way down, and now they're making like the right headway. They're pushing them back with the lobs and just making a few less mistakes and putting them in worse positions. And I wouldn't say either one of those errors were particularly difficult for Sikora, but they're working them now, back and forth, less mistakes. And so great job there, Delmonico Gebbia. Still down 5-2, but finding their way into this match. Yeah, they're really starting to lob really deep and putting a ton of pressure. They're pushing behind the service line time and time again. And that's going to give them some opportunities where they can hit the ball down at their feet. Oi.
A little miscommunication.
Point,
Yeah.
Sikora
I think
Morgan.
it was a lot of miscommunication. Well, I don't think it was a little, but clearly Delmonico thought that Gebbia was coming over to take that, and you know, neither one of them actually. We didn't hear anything on the thing one communicated to the other, so.
Great volley. Oh. Did she get hit?
Point, Sikora Morgan.
Oh,
Nope.
no, she got out of the way.
Love 30.
Yeah, it was one of those things where you could see her ponytail flip back a little bit, and then there was just that hesitation after where you weren't sure
Yeah, I
if
thought
she got
that
hit or
maybe.
not, but she did duck it, so good job. So it's love 30 now, 2 points from the first set for Morgan and Sikora.
Got a little cutter action.
Ooh, beautifully done.
Great hands.
Yeah, it was a great
Point,
soft
Sikora
roller
Morgan.
into the side screen.
Love 40.
Forces a you know, really short ball there from Gebbia, and they drop shot perfect play. All right, triple set point here. And that is game and first set for
Point, Sikora Morgan.
3 seeds Morgan and
They win
Sikora.
the first set.
And
6
we will be right
games
back
to
in just a
2.
moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel presented by My Paddle.
Every day, big decisions are made without full information. Overloaded by data. Compounded by complexity. Better decisions are made in the light. With clarity and confidence. Aon is in the business of better decisions.
All right, and welcome back to the APTA Tour. We are live from the Country Club bringing you the 2024 APTA Boston Nationals presented by My Paddle. And great first set from Morgan Sikora, 6-2. They come out firing, but getting a few bonus points from some mistakes from Delmonico and Gebbia, who weren't quite sharp there in the first few games. But then Delmonico and Gebbia sort of righted the ship a little, started lobbing better, playing the points a little longer, taking some pace off the overheads when they needed to. Started to defend the blitz and drive a little better, but there in that last game, you can see they just a lot of pressure there from Morgan and Sikora on the returns. So should be an interesting second set. And you said this is exactly how the match went when they went to when they were in Philly.
Yes. Yeah, and one thing I love here right away, we're getting a shot of Sikora and Morgan chatting about how to start the set. I think it's so important for them to start with keeping the first few games dominant in their strategy and kind of putting the pressure on Delmonico Gebbia right away. Because last time these teams met in Philly Open, as you mentioned, Brad, after winning the first set confidently, Morgan and Sikora let Delmonico Gebbia back in with a few unforced errors, rushing it a little bit, missing a few volleys here and there, and Delmonico and Gebbia just took advantage of that and kind of ran with it. So yeah, we're very curious to see how the second set is going to start and who's going to get that momentum right away.
All right, so Sikora to start this set as well. Again, Dan McBride in there. Partner Allison Morgan right there on the light blue sweatshirt at the top. Charlotte Sikora with the visor on. I'm Brad Easterbrook along with Vera Bessanova. Women's quarterfinal action. And You know, so that match that they played in Philly, you saw in that second set, Delmonico Gebbia ready to ship a little bit. Morgan Sikora also started to throw in a few mistakes in that second set.
Yes. Something we talked about in the first set, that if you can keep it tight when you're playing these top teams, these very experienced teams that like to play aggressive paddle, they like to blitz and like to have like very set strategy on what to do. If you can keep the games long and the points long, you will, one, play better yourself and find better shots for yourself, for your own team, but two, you will sneak a few unforced errors from it as well. And interestingly, we're seeing Delmonico and Gebbia switch sides.
Yep, so right away, they're already changing tactics. They're switching sides on the return end of things. And we'll see if they stay this way or work at the other side. Because, you know, they definitely were attacking more of the ad corner. You know, they were kind of spreading around a little bit, but definitely their plan was to attack more of the ad corner. Here, the difference when they play like this is you can go to the Delmonico backhand, and she's not going to really hurt you with it in the middle there. You know, so it's going to sort of switch the way they, you know, come at their offense.
Yep.
And I'm sure Sikora and Morgan know right away what's happening. It's a question of whether they can, you know, adjust their strategy properly. And so far, so good at 40-love in this first game.
Yep, they're starting out this second set very confidently, not phased by the blitzes from the other team, keeping their volleys nice and sharp.
That's Delmonico. If you do down-up overheads to Delmonico, though, she loves that high, flat forehand. It's a forehand, but it's almost like it's like a mini overhead, actually. Right. It's like a half a forehand, half an overhead. You know, she's got it up there. She doesn't really hit with any spin, Delmonico. She basically hits a completely flat ball. If she uses any spin, it's really underspin more often than not.
And we can see Lauren Gebbia taking her hat off in the middle. I think it was kind of falling off, but now she's holding it in her hand.
Oh, nice digs there from Morgan. She's hanging around at this point. Good point.
If they can win this point with her holding the visor in her hand, I'm going to be teaching all my students like that from now on.
You mean you're going to hold your visor in
no,
your hand?
I want them to
take their visor off, hold it in their hand.
There's no excuse for missing a volley when you have two hands on the paddle if Lauren Gebbia can make it with just one.
Yeah, let's see if it's coming back on. Not yet. She's just going to play with the one hand. That's so funny. You know, it would be great. Like, yeah, they could hit it over there. She could actually still grip the paddle and hit a two-hander.
I believe she's laughing right now. I can see a little smile on her face.
I think she is, and it's just pretty funny because if we're talking about the rules of this stuff as well, and let's see if I can get a confirmation here from Mark Innes from my paddle. Like, if your equipment falls off during the point, you can play a lead on that one. You get one freebie, right? And then after that, your equipment falls off, you lose a point automatically. Or if a ball comes out of your pocket or anything happens and it's a cause for another lead, you're going to lose a point. So you're required to take care of your own equipment. I didn't really see what happened when did her visor just get hit?
I think it came off.
I just saw
it came off and then she caught it. I think she wants to save that lead until a more important time. That one lead that she can use.
I guess. At this point, I think they want all the points they can get.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
You know, the big key for them now is to be able to hold serve. They got broken, basically. I think they only held one time in that first set. And they were just pressured too much on the return end of things. And if they don't get that's in. That's a great shot from Sikora.
Point, Delmonico.
Oh, no, he must have hit her.
15.
Okay.
Must have hit her in the hand or something like that because it looked like she volleyed it back for a winner down the line from our vantage point. But it's called for a point for Delmonico Gebbia. Nice play. Yeah.
One thing I haven't seen Delmonico Gebbia do yet, they struggled with winning games on their serve last time, and they committed to staying back a few times just to kind of help Lauren Gebbia find that big drive off her or her partner, Carrie Delmonico's serve. But so far we keep seeing one up, one back, and I feel like they keep getting a little caught with that player at the net. Maybe not being able to respond to the blitz really quickly, but good for them for holding the net here.
There's a sharp little slice there for Morgan. She's definitely increased her offensive game. And, you know, right now, more drives on both sides, forehand and backhand for Morgan. Sikora's always had the big thumpers on both sides. You know, the backhand's been the more traditionally known shot, but she can hit a forehand as well. A little more roll to it usually. But, you know, this has been the big key. They didn't get a break last time, and they're just struggling to hold, and there's another break. And
a few quick games right off the bat in the second set. I feel like this
won the
is
first set, 6-2.
not the ideal scenario for Delmonico Gebbia here. We saw them kind of start quick.
Well, they're having a tough time, like we said, holding on to that net, and then when they're getting in the backcourt, developing the offense. You got to win points somewhere, either from the back or from the front, right? And right now, Morgan and Sikora giving very little. It's not like we've seen Morgan and Sikora have those games, and everybody does eventually have them, where, you know, you serve it in, I miss a return, then my partner misses a return, we've just given you 2 points. Right now, Morgan and Sikora aren't doing that. They're going to have to find a way to win some points on their own paddles unless we're going to see that.
Yeah.
You know, like we've seen a few of the missed overheads. That's the one thing we probably have seen from Sikora and Morgan. They've missed a few overheads whenever they've lobbed them deep. But the points they've had success on have been when they're lobbing well, picking away. You know, when they try to hit like a thunder winner that gets moving too fast, it's generally working against them right now.
All right, they're looking to extend that lead to 3-love. If they can win one of the next 2 points.
That's a good drive right at her. And
yep.
Morgan was trying to hit a little deft volley around her there. She went for a tough shot, but it was a really good return there from Delmonico. And I like these plays. Like even that, it didn't work for them in terms of, but it was a play. You know, Morgan's going to stay back, and Sikora's going to poach and look for it. So they have a good design play, and their design is a little more, I guess I'll use the word focused right now, than I think Delmonico and Gebbia is. It's more like, oh, we'll stay back, let's see what happens, right?
Yeah.
Whereas that wasn't, they're just staying back. That was, I'm staying back, you're poaching, if you cut it off, I'm coming in. So it's an option play that is a designed play, not just sort of, you know, I'm staying back.
Absolutely, and I think that comes a little bit with the confidence of, you know, they're set up, they're 2-love up. They're kind of playing with a lot of confidence behind their strategy as well, for sure, right now. Huge point for Delmonico Gebbia here. They're slowing it down again. We're seeing more success when they're mixing up the paces on those overheads.
Yeah, they have to be willing to hit the slow overhead when they need it. Yeah, oh, good. That was a good overhead. The ball's a little low. Is a tough choice there from Sikora. That's a, you know, that's the look Delmonico and Gebbia would prefer Sikora taking, right? She might make it, but she's going to miss a fair amount. Now they got a deuce here. If they can turn this game around and go back from 40-15 down to turning this game, that'd be a big, big boost and a big momentum starter for them. Oh, good get.
Great get.
Nice dig from Gebbia. Oh!
All right, they deserve that point after all the hustles.
Gebbia, their advantage.
All right.
Great point.
Big momentum changer here. To being down 40-15. Controlled lob down the line. I like the placement of that. It's a great lesson for club players or people watching to see the court spatially. Like if a player's up close in front, there's space behind them, right? If a player is a little off, there's space in front. Understanding the spaces and quadrants to hit your shot at all times makes your life so much better. It's hard to choose the shot, the right shot, if you don't know what the right shot is. It's a good look. Oh! You know, it's a good point and well struck there from Morgan. Big, big moment. But I like that point from Delmonico Gebbia. They're playing nice and tighter, stronger.
There's that overhead drive. I feel like when you name for that,
Yeah,
that shot.
I mean, it was, yeah, but that overhead from Sikora, she's backing up, hitting it down up overhead. To that, I would say that's the prime weapon. The #1 most offensive shot that Gebbia can hit is that.
Yeah.
And you're basically giving it to her. That is the one thing to completely stay away from. I think that's Gebbia, but it's Delmonico that I was talking about there.
They did switch sides. It's
But
a little confusing. There's that low roller, followed up by a
beauty.
solid
Leaping,
drop.
touch,
Morgan
drop.
Sikora.
Very cool.
Deuce.
All right, back to deuce. And how to absorb that contact, that concussion.
Point, Delmonico Gebbia.
Oh, she made that.
Their
Nice ball.
advantage.
Got outside of her zone. It's hard for us to tell if it was in or out. She hit like this long chip drive right on the line. So in third break point here. And there, good fortune there from Delmonico and Gebbia.
Point and game to Delmonico Gebbia. Sikora Morgan lead 2-1. Second set.
Labor, your strategic talent partner for technology transformation. Through Labor's strategic partnerships, the firm offers a range of talent services spanning advisory, niche staff augmentation, and executive search.
All right, the folks at Labor. And good job there from Delmonico Gebbia. Down 40-15, play a couple tight points, and really have changed this match a little. I think if they get down 3-love there, it's a totally different look, and the momentum's now a little shift. But here's the area they've struggled with, Vera. They have not been able to deal with the return and blitz plays very well yet from Morgan and Sikora. And here they are able to get the net, and there we get a little bit of a loose error there. So maybe we're going to get that point. And you said this was a big factor in their last 3-set match. You know, they hung around, they got a little better, and they gave Morgan and Sikora opportunities basically to miss a little, and Morgan and Sikora did so.
Right.
All right, and then they were able to take that second set. That's a good look, beautifully set up with the deep lob. She gets the offense right in her wheelhouse. Yeah, that's good. Slowing down the overhead. Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't bail earlier, but that was
Morgan.
tough situation there. Well played there by Sikora. You got to choose to either close in and try to hit an offensive volley or bail a little sooner. She got caught in that sort of in-between zone, popped it up, and easy pickings there for Sikora.
Great volley by Morgan.
Yeah, and that's the one play they have not had a real answer for at this time. The hit and blitz and the return game right now from, like I think it's been only one hold for Delmonico and Gebbia so far.
Yeah, they're struggling with holding their serve. And I'm surprised to not see Gebbia stay back and look for her big drive back there. As great as her volleys are, I mean, she has a big drive off the deck on both sides. And I just wonder why she hasn't tried it for at least 1 point to see what happens.
In my mind, they've had most of their success. I mean, they're spending a fair amount of time in the backcourt anyway because they're getting hit through quite a bit. But they've had the better success in the backcourt. Oh, right. What a try there, but it's right into the crease.
Yeah, a little lucky.
Morgan.
No, it was a good shot, well spotted.
40.
You know, and right into the crease there. It was really, really good play there. Sikora. Now, this is, again, they're fighting uphill at this point. When you're getting broken almost every time, it's an uphill battle. They're going to have to figure out a way to get a hold. That's wide. Ooch. So 3-1 now for Morgan and Sikora.
Game to Sikora Morgan. They lead the second set 3-1. They won the first set 6-2.
And we got Charlotte Sikora on serve. Again, she's looking for that big top spin serve, not giving a lot of opportunities for the other team to drive the ball and kind of take advantage of a fast return. There we see Mike Stulak on the bleachers supporting his wife. Perhaps a few comments from the legend can turn the match around. Brad, what do you think?
Maybe. They're both legends.
Exactly.
You know, Kerry Delmonico has been playing tournaments for 25 plus years. Mike Stulak as well. Husband, 2-time national champion, 2005, 2000, what, maybe 11, with one with Bill Anderson, one with Mark Parsons. And Delmonico and Isla Main years ago, maybe 2005, maybe.
I think
also?
so. 2005 sounds right. Yep.
A lot of match experience in that couple right there. So. Oh, got her. Yeah, the ball's too short to make that move because it's so short that there's too many angles available to Morgan. She sees it coming, hits it around her. It's a great move if you push her back a little more, and then she can't slide that overhead around you, but that time she just gets caught. Look, anything can still happen in this match, but I think they got to keep this thing close. Down 4-1, they've just been getting broken too many times.
Ball was out. Ball was out.
Yeah, and that ball's long, and now it's 40 love.
Sikora Morgan.
And yeah, Brad, like you
40
said, they're
love.
looking for ways to win the point, but when you're already down and the other team is playing great, if you make a few of those unforced errors, unfortunately, you're right back where you started.
And there's a game there for Morgan Sikora. They're up 4-1.
They lead the second set, 4-1.
In collaboration with the APTA, Fusion is at the forefront of personalized gear and apparel. Backed by a team of seasoned industry experts, we provide exclusive access to high-end products from top-tier retail brands, all poised for customization with your club logo, team name, or corporate branding. Our streamlined approach guarantees a hassle-free shopping experience, complemented by custom online storefronts and swift ordering. Visit www.gearbyfusion.com and let Fusion seamlessly weave your branding into elite merchandise.
All right, so we're back here, and again, Morgan and Sikora just with the return and blitz play win another point, and that's really just been the story of the match. The return and blitz play and the returning of Morgan and Sikora has just been stronger, you know, and part of that is Sikora's hitting a little more aggressive, you know, serve. It's harder for them to get the drives on there, but right now they've had zero answers, even when they've played some good points and gotten into some. At this point, they've only held serve one time. And to me, I think I'd stay two back and just lob a lot of balls or something at this point, because it's just one after another right now in the points. And this is a triple break point. Now she missed one there. You know, at this point, it's almost like this. What we're doing is hoping they start missing. And if if they do, maybe they got a shot right now, Gebbia and Delmonico. But other than that, it's just a really too strong on that return end of things. Good touch, and then good move, and she gets caught a little out of position there. I'm surprised she ran in there because she wasn't able to get set. Nice play, another break point. This will be another big moment. And there it is again, the return with the pressure, and you can see where Sikora is standing on the service line.
Yeah, I mean, the trust that they both have in each other to put up that great return so the other player can move in is pretty amazing. And Morgan and Sikora have been returning really well, putting pressure on the other team, and now they're looking to hold the serve for one last time in this match.
Yeah, and you know, they've just done a really good job. Their ability to take care of the net has been better. Ooh, I think that was wide. Oh, and she played it. Nice transition back though. Good placement of balls. It's just been a really good mass over return class, you know, and that's been the story of this match. It's not like screenplay or everything. They've just been spot on in basically almost all the areas. And there was a good moment where they started to find the right tempo, and I think they understand what it is, but they're just getting, it's just too much pressure on them at this point.
15 love.
And Morgan and Sikora are just not missing enough.
But we got another point won by Allison Morgan's drive. As we mentioned, she's looking very aggressive off the deck in this match. She's known to create offense off the screen ball kind of when she's on the move, but she's looking much more offensive on anything that comes short into her wheelhouse right now.
No, it's from 2 years ago to now. It's a huge change. You know, 90% of her offense was blitz driven, and block lob to blitz was half of it, or it was more like dink and blitz. She's really striking balls now. All right, 30 love. Another good play there. Well, they did escape in the match before, 6-1, 5-1 match point down.
They did.
And they made a miraculous Houdini move there. We'll see if they got one more in them, because we're basically right there.
Yep.
Like we're going to see where we are. 6-1.
Do you think they're waiting to be a match point down?
Yeah, that would be quite the story, right? Let's do this again.
That would be
6-1, 5-1 down, and to totally script it like this would be perfect. Here it is. We're at the moment right now, Vera.
All right, this is where it turns around, Brad.
Yep.
Now or never, really.
This is where legends get made. 6-1, 5-1 down for the second match in a row.
She's there.
Oh, and that'll do it. And just Morgan Sikora too much today. 6-2, 6-1. Any final thoughts on the match, Vera?
I mean, I think Morgan Sikora played a very solid, confident match. I had a feeling that Delmonico and Gebbia were kind of getting back into it at the end of the first set, but unfortunately that was not enough to stop the Morgan Sikora train. And I believe now they will be playing. Do we have a winner of the other quarterfinal match?
We don't have a winner of the other quarterfinal, but they're going to end up playing.
Well,
it's Burrish Elliott against Alexandra Lalich right now on our other live streaming channel. So the winner there is going to go on to play Morgan and Sikora. And stay tuned. We got more women's quarterfinal round action after this on the bottom half of our draw.
I got good music. What more do you need?
All right, hold on. I got a last minute change here from Ann Waldron. What do we got, Ann? All right, so we got a little bonus content of our hometown hero, newly minted Hall of Famer Johan Durant and Stephen Mitchell, who've had 2 3-setters today. They're going on to play their round of 16 match with Sven Burrish and his partner. So, which is they had a great win in the round before. Burrish and Diego Agudelo took out the 13th seed of Herschen Wagner in 3 sets. So those guys are going to go against Durant Mitchell. We got some great bonus change here. So that match is coming on now. Stay tuned for that. As I said, we got more paddle to come. And that's a wrap here for women's quarterfinal round action. Vera, it was a pleasure.
Thank you, Brett.
What I love most about the volley machine is I can come down here and work on my game when I can't find friends.
Volley and I have been dating for several months now, and things are getting pretty serious.
My favorite thing about the volley trainer is to be able to work on the target, contact window, and tool all in my vision.
My favorite shot with the volley trainer is the push volley.
I really love the video feature of the volley machine. It has really helped me improve.